Hello, everybody. So, got a little bit of story. Let's see what's going on in the world. As a Brit who has lived in the USA for years, here are 7 things they do better. Breakfast? Well, let's see. Life here across the pond is far from perfect. Politics is deeply divisive. When is it not? Even more than it is in the UK. I don't know how you measure that. Gun crime is off the charts. Is it off the charts or just regular for a country with a lot of guns? More people get shot in the course of a year in one small city here in Mississippi than in the world of London, in the whole of London. Yes, more guns, more shootings. It's not magic. Just what happens. You have more of something, it's used more. It baffles me, because you're an idiot, that no one in America seems capable of making a decent cup of tea, because we don't care about tea as much. Who the fuck spends their time making tea better for you weirdos that love tea? I mean, I drink tea, but not because I enjoy it. It's just because I can't drink coffee because I'm lactose intolerant, and coffee without milk is shit. I'm puzzled that a country so technologically proficient as the United States does not seem to be able to do roundabouts. We have more land, less need for roundabouts. We don't care. It's not a thing that needs to be improved. It's just a fucking circle that people drive in. But there are, without question, some things that America does rather well. Low taxes. Yes, low taxes, but we have a lot of private businesses, like healthcare, for instance. A middle-class family earning $50,000 a year in this part of America would expect to pay about 15% in federal and state taxes. In the UK, they would be taxed almost a quarter of what they earned. Damn. That sounds like a good buggering. It is difficult to make an exact comparison since the amount of tax people pay varies state by state, but overall, the tax burden here is far lower. Yeah, man. I think when I found out that people in the UK had to pay taxes on their TV, I was like, God damn. And then the what's that? The BBC, the broadcast program is like freaking propaganda. It's pretty much telling you how to live your life and how to view people's races and gender and sex and all that shit. It's just like, wow, you pay to be manipulated. That is insane. Higher living standards. Americans tend to live well. Not most people, no. The GPD per person in the UK is about 45K. Yeah, but you have a lot of, social systems that keep you guys comfortable, because of all the taxes you pay. And if you make less money, all that taxes don't really matter as much. You get more from your tax dollars if you're poorer in the UK than you would if you made more money. That's the advantage. You're better off poor in a system that overtaxes you. In America, it's around 70K. American workers are vastly more productive than those in Europe, Britain, or almost any place else. Yeah, because we have a bigger work culture, and that's why we make more money, because we work more. That's not a good thing. Fucking everything in America revolves around getting a job. You're a loser if you don't get a job. You have to work a certain amount of hours to be like, it's fucking all about work, man. I constantly marvel at how blue collar America is better off than much of white collar Britain. Materially, everything is more bountiful. Yes, we have more land, have more people. Of course, it's going to be more bountiful. It'd be insane if you guys had bigger things with a smaller area to work with and less people. That would be strange as shit and very wasteful. from the cars, the boats, to the houses, and the hairdos. Yeah, if people can afford things, they're going to make it as big as they can and as comfortable as they can. All right, let's see. The hairdos. I haven't seen a lot of big hairdos. Customer service. It is striking how enthusiastic ordinary Americans are about the job they do. They're not. It's fake. And nowhere more so than when it comes to customer service. Perhaps it has something to do with the prevalence of tipping, which incentivizes that can-do service culture. Yeah, it's true. That makes sense. They get more money from tipping. Maybe it has also something to do with the fact that so many Americans will take on some kind of customer service job to get through college. True, because customer service is a shitty job, and a lot of people don't stay in that industry, so it's constantly available for work. Whatever the reason, there's seldom the sort of surly attitude often encountered in other parts of the world. Yeah, well, customers are shitty sometimes. Well, a lot of times. Liberty. America does liberty better than anyone. Probably because it's like part of our own, the selling of America is liberty. It might be the instinct of politicians and no, it's part of our Constitution. I don't know like if they could take away our rights, they would. I don't. It's not an instinct. It's just like people get mad if you don't. But in America, the default is to distrust any would-be autocrat. This country, founded in rebellion against a king, has a long tradition of skepticism towards anyone claiming authority over the people, from George III to Dr. Fauci. No, we don't trust authority. I don't get why that's a bonus to you. That is not to say that America does not have its fair share of busybody mayors and governors, especially along the East and West Coast. That's just politics. But across much of the vast American heartland, however, ordinary folk often simply refuse to be told what to do. That's true. Americans also dislike being told what to think. Yeah. And particularly having their children told what to think. Yeah. Like I said, your TV program is telling you what to think, how to behave, how you should raise your kids. Like that's insane. That is insane. An extraordinary 3.7 million American school children have now been kept out of the government-run school system by their families and are educated by homeschooling networks. Yeah. Healthcare. In Britain, where the National Health Service has become a kind of national religion, it is deemed sacrilegious to imply that any other country might have better healthcare. To suggest that Americans might have better health outcomes puts you beyond the pale. I mean, it would make sense if we had better healthcare, because the healthcare is incentivized to make more money, so they're going to provide better services or just overcharge for their services. But the facts speak for themselves. If you are going to fall ill, seriously ill, you would be better off being ill on the U.S. side of the Atlantic. Yeah. According to the World Population Review, you would be nearly twice as likely to survive lung cancer in America, as in 18.7% survival rate, as in the UK. Damn. 9.6. Damn. That is shitty. If you get breast cancer, not the titties, you have an almost 9 in 10 chance of surviving in America. Well, I'll tell you, man, get them 9 in 10. That's pretty good, man. That's the best place to, have faulty tits. In Britain, it's only 81%. It's not terrible. Some 97% of prostate cancer patients survive in the US. In the UK, only 83%. Damn, we really fiddle with assholes in America, don't we? There's more to it than survival rates. A friend of mine was recently admitted to hospital for a minor operation. When I asked about the ward he was on, no one understood what I was talking about, since every patient had their own room. Oh, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, if your tax dollars pay for healthcare, more people go to the doctors, and yeah, you get crowded hospitals and worse service because freaking doctors are overworked. Manners. Americans tend to have remarkably good manners. Depends. It's not just the polite way in which they greet strangers. Americans, especially in the South, have an old fashioned etiquette that we Brits once had, but seem to have lost along the way. No, it's only because we have bigger cities and lots of them, and people are just on top of each other all the time. So you see strangers constantly. Like, there's never been a day where I'm not like walking around the street and I didn't see a stranger. Like, you meet a new person every single day just walking in any city in America. Anyways, I'm constantly impressed with the good manners of young Americans, in particular at a football game I went to recently. There was lots of shouting, plenty of passionate yelling, local democracy. Everyone seems to have an opinion about American politics, perhaps especially people that don't live here. All that attention, however, is mostly focused on what is happening in the federal level. The local nature of American democracy is often overlooked. Yeah, it's not as interesting. The United States should be thought of not as a backdrop to the political drama taking place in Washington, D.C., but a mosaic of self-governing communities. Yeah. Like, for instance, people hate Ron DeSantis. He's doing different stuff than the rest of America with his own, with his own city and, state. And even the freaking president is pissed off at him. Like, imagine that shit. President mad at a goddamn, most of the key public policy decisions in America are decided at the state level. Yes, United States of America. America is the continent. Key fiscal decisions are made at county level. A myriad of different officials, from sheriff to tax collectors, are elected by local people in the communities they serve. This system of local democracy in America largely works in a way that local government in Britain since the days of Ted Heath has not. Have you lived or worked in both the United States and Britain? Blah, 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 stuff. Anyways, until next time.